BDS in the blue, Renegades in the orange. Let's get down to the field for the Verizon Skybox.
BDS trying to cure the curse on LAN. Renegades stand in their way, and BDS have had trouble against OCE in the past, Yummy.
No more question marks have been put other than BDS, the biggest question mark in Rocket League right now. And there's question marks around Renegades having a late season blunder. Now they're back in the top 16 with a chance to make it all the way to the crowd.
I mean, before we got to the wild card, I think a lot of people had the other Oceanic team making it to group stage in Kansas City Pioneers, but no, it's CJ and company here again.
CJ and company. That's underplaying Kami and Fever's role, who have been two of the best players in OCE for this entire season and have proven at this LAN that they can compete with the very best.
Now, Renegades qualifying by beating Optic out in the wild card.
Huge.
Kami especially looked excellent during that series. If he has that same kind of look against BDS, it could be dangerous for him.
That's the kind of series against Optic that proves Renegades, because Optic have been a team that will take down anyone that's slack at all. They haven't taken down the big teams, but Renegades show that if BDS have any weakness here, they will capitalize.
BDS stuffing them in front. I think back to London when BDS lost to Team Secret. Really, I mean, Team Secret, give them all the credit, but BDS, no matter what they really tried, they were losing those challenges, they couldn't really control the game, and that's just not the BDS that we're used to seeing, the BDS that people keep expecting to show up.
And I'll be looking at Seiko for that one. He struggled a little bit on LAN, and BDS, throughout their entire domination of this final split, never saw Seiko at anything other than maybe even the best player in EU. So then they struggled as a team. If he's playing well here, I think they'll be very comfortable. We know Monkey Moon performs, and Seiko's already looking like he's getting juicy.
And Monkey Moon trying to lock the ball in the corner. It's been locked so far. Neither team getting the advantage just yet. Another ball to the corner. CJ pushing upfield, got one on the wing, bounce off, went for the redirect on himself. BDS pushing it back downfield.
Interesting to see Renegades as well be very relaxed in their attack, very spread out. Sending that first person to just test the defense here, see if BDS will make the mistake. It's not likely to work right now, but it is a good way to test it out in the first 2 minutes. No goals scored by either team. And BDS, I think they would have been hugely advantaged if they could have gone through the wild card and got some wins under their belt. The first game win for them is going to be huge after a 9-game loss streak.
Certainly looked big for a team like Semper, who we just saw earlier, but what a move from Monkey Moon! BDS on the board first.
Well, he's sitting on the gym equipment on the back there, just jumps down, gets the touch past Kami, and that's beautiful. How does Kami read that?
It wasn't that long ago, most people sitting talking about Monkey Moon being the best player in the world. Even when they're losing, Monkey Moon is still looking like the best player on the field. Definitely going to need him to produce here against Renegades, just like he did there.
And that's what Monkey's done so well, but Kami's going to fight right back. Kami made look a fool in the last goal. Fakes the flip reset, takes it to ground, gets that pinch off the ground as well. It's a tie game.
Well covered by BDS. Just outplayed by Kami. He really did impress me during wildcard. When we were walking over here, I'm like, well, you know, when did Kami get so good? Just he keeps getting better every single tournament I see him in.
I think you forgot RLCS Season 6, the greatest performance
that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but he stayed at the top, and most importantly, he did kind of fall behind mechanically earlier on, as is what with the more veteran players. But before this season, he really went on that grind. He's brought up the mechanics, and he's shown multiple times throughout this season that he can be the carrier player for Renegades when Fever isn't the one stepping up.
Renegades with a quick response, but immediately having to play the ball back to the corner. BDS, Monkey Moon, challenge in front. Still going to be good for BDS to hang on to the midfield. Renegades trying to bait BDS up into those challenges early. They've been successful a couple times on it to break through, not allowing BDS to build up a lot of immediate pressure.
BDS spending a lot of time on the defense, and that's going to happen early on in a LAN. It is their first series, and maybe a little unconfident after London. In fact, we saw Extra say earlier today that London didn't even exist. They weren't there. He's scrapping that to
What about Winter?
a nightmare.
Does that not exist either?
You know, maybe he's lost just the last
Can we go back
against
to Sweden?
FaZe.
Well, Renegades and BDS stuck here right now, 1-1 with about a minute left. BDS trying to get some of the boost. Got a demo. Monkey Moon waiting for his teammate. 50. Saw the second man come in to try to pinch that ball back forward. The Renegades get another clear. That's a good win from CJ. Pass in front, and the delay from Fever, but it's taken away.
And this is where Renegades shine in the pressure play. BDS have had a couple of missed touches here. They've still got plenty of boost. Secured that back boost really well. Just going to keep them in good stead in the midfield. If Kami can get a good shot here, maybe able to take it in regulation time. And chance, but extra, great 50. It's going to go all the way to the other end. It hasn't got in, but still a chance for BDS at 30 seconds.
Looked like he just missed it, and that one from extra. He got the pump. Goal! BDS take game one.
Oh, BDS. They find their moments. A big counterattack. Fever caught on the back foot. CJ taken out by extra. And I know we talk so much more about Monkey Moon and Seiko, but the brain on extra is next level.
Although I was going to say, BDS have not taken game one yet. It's 24 seconds left.
Yeah.
I got excited.
That was very, very smart and a great sign. You know, extra didn't have huge impact in London, but in Sweden, he made an almost MVP level performance. And if he can do that again, BDS should be able to shine. Seiko will score, and that's enough for BDS to secure game one.
It looks like that one's going to do it. Renegades just getting harassed there. Seiko, an easy challenge for him in the corner.
And this is just proof. Nobody beats Team BDS 10 games in a row.
Hey, you're right. Their first game win in 3 lands. BDS are finally going to collect it and get that monkey off their back. The Renegades looked threatening for most of that game. It wasn't until the final 30 seconds BDS finally broke through the Renegades' back line. Series not even close to decide.
But it was a very reserved game from BDS as well. They were very relaxed through that, let Renegades kind of get into their attacking half, and if Renegades want to beat a style like that, they have to get a bit more creative. They need somebody like Fever who's able to do a lot in the air to find those gaps.
I do feel like Fever did have a couple of chances where you saw him going for the reset. Kami only successful on the fake flip reset. But Fever did have a couple of chances in front. Credit to that BDS backline. Something that we've always credited them for back in their onliner days with RLCS. They always had a coverage option. They always had every option covered on defense. It happened again here against Renegades in game number 1. They just got to keep that up. You get the first win, and after that, you should be able to snowball.
And not really any disruption from CJ too, which is his specialty. He's normally in their half, going for the demos, being a bit of an idiot, ball chasing a little bit, but that's what they want, and that's what creates a lot of space for Fever. Weren't finding that yet in game 1, and so maybe a bit of nerves.
Well, Kami thought he looked good. I was wondering if he would continue the form that he had in Wildcard. Certainly think he was at the center of Renegade's success, even beyond the goal, also on defense.
I think as well, you're up against BDS, and it's this weird question mark scenario still where it's BDS. They're meant to be this unwinnable team. They're meant to be the favorites, but because they're the question mark, maybe Renegades really back themselves. Maybe that's helped getting a bit more nerves through.
You know, it's really telling how crazy it is that I think for any other team that goes 0-9 in games played for 2 straight lands, nobody is going to be calling them the favorites against a team that's playing pretty well. But BDS have had so much success in the past that there's no way you could see them continuing that poor form that we saw the last
Well, you
two
can't do as bad as they did in London.
It's impossible.
It would be monumental, be historic. It was already a historic performance from one of the favorites of London, and now still many people would consider them favorites. Gibbs considers them the favorites.
Gibbs?
Of all of the land, of the World Championship.
He's calling them to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like, Gibbs, this day 1, man.
And this is...
Be careful.
Obviously, there's a lot on the line for OCE, Region Pride. It's the only one team. Seiko's going to score another one. BDS. Wow. That's now 3 in a row.
Seiko, that's the guy who had question marks on him in London. Wasn't performing. This is the guy BDS added to the roster to be that European super team, the French superpower. They haven't found a way to get that engine going, but Seiko looking good early.
I was going to say that. There's a lot of pride here for the French community too. In fact, I know that Carmine Corp's Astral put so much credit here for BDS that he said if Renegades beat them, he is going to shave his head.
Whoa.
He was so convinced. Him and Chaussette had an argument on whether BDS would win. And it turns out that Astral is very convicted. He may regret that if Renegades pick it up.
Yeah, that's a dangerous bet to make.
Yeah. I don't think anyone else is making that after...
Hopefully you didn't get that in writing.
There's a video.
That's even worse. Kami got the 50 over to CJ, but BDS staying with it on defense. And Renegades not exactly threatening despite holding onto the ball. Keeping the ball close, though, and getting the 50s. Can they starve BDS out? Monkey Moon gets his own canister. Still not really feeling the threat. Playing wide here against Renegades, getting another boost steal. Excellently played there by BDS on defense.
I love how they're just holding it back right close to their wall in a spot where Renegades don't want to challenge, and then they find this perfect moment to get out of defense, to get Seiko a long air dribble, and it's working really well, especially because Renegades don't want to up the pace. Renegades known for playing really fast against anybody in OCE, and maybe respecting BDS a bit too much.
That success always feels like it's a bit dependent on their challenge game. If they're not winning those challenges, they're going to be hard-pressed to find a lot of success here against BDS. Renegades.
I mean, look at that. Kami and CJ backing off a passing opportunity. When are you going to see that? We didn't see that in Wildcard. And
feeling the lack of offense. They just don't have it right now. When the other team is catching those passes, you're winning those 50s, you're not as confident going up on the press.
Well, they talked so much about how they want to spread out in attack and not overdo it. But now they're overdoing it the opposite direction.
Ooh, decent shot, forced to double commit. Stealing read by CJ. We'll have to let the ball go. Beaver wanted to go for it. Could have been a chance to put real pressure on BDS's half. But now look, they've got the 2-on-2. Monkey Moon forcing one up onto the 50. Renegade's going to be able to survive.
It's so dangerous to give somebody like Monkey Moon that much empty space in the field, to Seiko even more so. And Renegades giving them that gap. Team BDS just look really relaxed at the moment. Great signs for the LAN in total.
Oh.
And Extra's going to find another one. He's found it past Fever. BDS 2-0 up.
Just too much for Renegades to cover here on defense. Monkey Moon, he's got the space. He goes for the bump, forces CJ to go high. Extra knows exactly where to follow up on that play. He knows CJ will not get a solid touch. It'll be an easy goal for him if he just stays right behind.
And they're playing this series to perfection at the moment. They're playing up to a Renegades who aren't really pressing them. And BDS, one of the best teams at taking their time or understanding when they have that time, so they're never pushing too hard. Hey, that was just a simple goal that they opened up the net for an open shot.
Another 50. Doesn't pull BDS off at all. Monkey Moon just sits and waits, and he got another one back over to Seiko with the tip-in. BDS rolling around on Aquadome.
Great first touch as well by Monkey Moon. Gets it past one, sees Kami coming in from the side from that corner. He's going to beat him every time, and realistically, that was in without Seiko. So.
Well, Renegades, even on that push, saw Monkey Moon, he didn't even feel like he needed to move or recorrect his position at all. As Renegades, they were feeling pressed, but also hurried up. The hurry-up touches are forcing them off the ball on the rotation. There's no control from them on defense. That's just credit to the pressure BDS have put on them.
Kind of atmosphere going on in the series. Slow atmosphere is also matching the crowd. They've been backing up Renegades. Almost a home crowd for the OCE boys here, and yet they've unfortunately been very quiet because the goals just haven't been coming, and Seiko looking for the musty. Trying to find that creativity that Seiko's known for.
It's a nice move from Fever. Renegades, at this point, you're just looking for a pick-me-up goal heading into Game 3. BDS not relinquished anything.
I mean, the fact that their only goal has been Kami making that big play off the kickoff is really worrying for anybody watching this. We should see Fever be making those plays, and he's looking like he's just trying to get that first touch, rush that first play, and he's the one player who's meant to be not rushing on this Renegades roster.
Renegades needed that clear, but time running out here on Aquadome. Looking forward to game number 3. I expect a Renegades timeout after this game. Much needed to take a break, maybe take a win. We'll see if they do take it. But BDS looking strong early on. After 0-9 for 2 straight lands, they start out 2-0.
BDS starting to silence the doubters. You might think that Renegades are underperforming, and that is true, but we've also seen how well they've played through the wild card. It's not an easy team to shut down like that.
I mean, for BDS though, the crazy thing about this is it only takes this win for everyone to be back on the BDS train. To see, okay, yes, this is the BDS team we all expected, even though you guys didn't do anything for like 4 series across 2 lands. Now you won this 1 game, so now we totally have faith in you again. But that's just how powerful this team is and how clinical they've been against Renegades.
But it's also how great Rocket League is. There's so many stories like that. Dignitas throughout this week have made a surge when no one believed in them. Semper have made that surge. NRG have the chance to make that surge after a bad last split as well. We could be seeing everybody step up their game at the World Championship. When everything counts, they put in all that work, they boot camp, they put in the scrims, and it finally steps up. We do have our first time out here. Renegades smartly calling it.
I know that at least before the World Championship, I think that the post-Game 2 timeout was close. It was just over 60%. It's since fallen after wildcard to around 54% winning the next game. So that timeout hasn't been as successful for teams so far in the wildcard. Maybe Renegades, it's just the break they need. They have the makeup. They have Fever. He hasn't been activated yet. We've only seen Kami really come into form at any point during the series, but where do you think it has to be for Renegades?
Renegades have historically had a lot of success right after the timeout in OCE. Obviously, this is a much different stage, but I think the way they're going to talk, and I think what they've been talking about a lot recently, is getting CJ forward and rushing a lot. Getting him to go for those demos, getting him to kind of control the pitch. In fact, almost do what BDS did to everybody in Sweden, where they're pressuring the play, because you're seeing how
Stop playing scared.
Yeah, how much empty space is on the field, and how at all times there seems to be 2 members back. They're trying not to be overly aggressive, instead they're being overly defensive, which is obviously a big distinction.
We'll see if they do end up making that adjustment. So much of that obviously dependent on, are you winning the boost game? Are you winning those touches? It's like a domino effect in Rocket League. If you don't win the challenge, you don't win your boost. And if you don't win your boost, you're sitting in your net at 0, and then your team double commits and you get scored on. If you can start stacking the bricks up, and Renegades, all it starts with is winning a solid 50 to just give you that edge that you need. We'll see if they get a little more aggressive here against BDS. Game number 3, BDS have a chance to really put this match on ice. We'll start with a CJ demo.
Now they take game 3, and you'd have to argue the way they've controlled this series, it'll be easy work to 4-0. So very important series game for both teams.
2 commit for Renegades, but both BDS members back. And another 50 out. All cleared up, but Seiko's in the way. Monkey Moon doesn't even need to be there. Diving stop from Renegades. Kami getting in the way. Can't get that clear. Midfield held down by Monkey Moon. Renegades do break.
No passing opportunities as well for Renegades out of defense. They didn't push that man forward to receive a pass. So again, kind of looking for that more pressure style up against BDS. But you can still see the boost levels for BDS. They keep securing their back boost. That pressure's not going to really do too much unless they take a player out with the demo.
Full boost for Fever. Try to find the left side. Kami has to pull off the play. CJ behind him. Seiko drops it down. Next up is Extra. Keeps it in front. A lot of high, lofty balls for BDS. It takes a while for Renegades to get to some of those 50s. BDS might start adjusting and getting a little closer on those passes if they keep having that much space. Oh wait, a big miss and a save right in front of Seiko. Monkey Moon with the clear.
We're finally seeing what a bit more aggression from Renegades is doing to BDS. They're rushing more out of defense. Makers, a few more mistakes like that one, and maybe an opening for Renegades. Looking for that first goal in a couple of games. They didn't score in the last one, so been a bit in a drought.
Monkey Moon's been a nuisance to deal with. Kami finally gets by him on the 50, but then you beat Monkey Moon out, and then Seiko closes it down on the midfield line. Here's Monkey Moon again. A lot of boost for the pass. Denied. Renegades getting in front of those passes. Now they got a transition. Falling down underneath. Pass denied again by Monkey Moon. He's in the way all the time. CJ around the corner. Nothing developing there for Renegades. Another 50 stuffed, and another big win there from Extra.
A couple of chances there for Fever to take his time, but BDS have taken away the boost now. That pressure play from Sweden out from BDS. Constantly challenging everything, forcing you to use your boost to challenge them in the air. is leading them to control the midfield. Fever taking a shot. Kami is there, he misses the bump. That was the best chance Renegades have seen in a while.
But they have adjusted when they've had the opportunity to do it. They're going for that bump. They're screening across the goal line and getting the big block with Fever.
Counterattack.
Breakaway. Does he got it? Just a pot shot taken away by Monkey Moon. He's got no boost, but he's got Seiko. It's pushed over to the corner. Renegades matching BDS's pace, but they just get caught out, taken away to the side.
Surprising touch towards the net as well. All of Renegades expecting BDS to play like they have been with clever touches to the corner. The straight shot causing some confusion. Now CJ in for that slower play. And there's a problem there with CJ. He's been very effective with those slower plays. You know, but they're always off the back of him, ball chasing and playing incredibly fast. It's a change-up. We haven't seen that as a change-up here. It's not catching BDS off guard.
They just can't find a way to get by them. When they, like you said, those mix-ups not working. Monkey Moon, not a lot of boost. Renegades just getting back to that touch. Kami, another pot shot. BDS back to the corner. No touch. Seiko blows it by the Renegades rotation.
Every single touch is getting returned to sender by BDS. Kami takes a shot, he's found the left side. Renegades take the lead.
Finally, enough transitions. They just catch BDS out extra, hoping he can keep that ball away. But Monkey Moon had to respect Fever on the play. He couldn't go up for the ball, and that allowed Fever to get the pass out to Kami. Placed it perfectly.
There's been questions around the communication of BDS in the past, and it seemed like a miscommunication there, extra. Maybe looking for that to be a pass to Monkey Moon, but he was staying in the defense. And at minute 15, in a low-scoring series, at least in a low-scoring game, Renegades might look to just hold on.
Up high off the ceiling. Sometimes one goal is all you need. One lead is all you need, and it's Renegades' first lead of the series. Monkey Moon trying to clear the ball to the corner. Extra has to let it drop. BDS on defensive duty, but the ball bounces in front, just taken away. Plenty of time for BDS. Going on the backside, Monkey Moon launches it in the air. Extra knowing a teammate got demoed, had to cover the midfield with Fever. Pushing it back. Now Renegades starting to win the 50s and keeping BDS in a difficult time crunch here. As we approach 30 seconds, Seiko, no chance.
This is looking like a difficult position for BDS, the way they've been playing so defensive, trying to lead to counterattacks. Now the Renegades in the lead, they're looking so comfortable, they don't need to push the issue. BDS haven't been aggressive enough to try and create that goal. 18 seconds left, and they haven't really had the opportunity yet.
CJ got the boost, got the pass, and it's goal! Fever puts him up by 2.
Fever! He gets the second goal, he slows this one down. CJ found the pass. An extra, thought that was gonna zoom in. That's gonna secure Renegades. They're not out.
Just one solid 50 in midfield from CJ. It made the opening, allowed him to take the boost and get the pass out in front. BDS were hurrying back on the rotation, and this Renegades team has life. The crowd has awoken. No sweeps today as Renegades take their first game.
That's the experience that got Renegades through to this stage when Pioneers were the favorites from OCE. Renegades show their experience. They show that after a timeout that they can completely change their play style. They start getting in the faces of BDS, and we start seeing BDS just kind of crumble a little bit. Just have to hold in the defense for most of the time.
You have dug yourself a bit of a hole here if you're Renegades. You have to keep that up. And this type of game that Renegades are playing, you're still going to have to... There were still chances for BDS where you saw them get space, you saw 2-on-1s happen, but it's the solid touch away from the BDS rotation and then that 50 in midfield. Those two things linked together for Renegades. They have to stack those things up for it to work because they just haven't had the solo weaponry like BDS has where you're scared no matter who's behind the ball. But CJ waking up there and winning those touches is going to force BDS to have to respect him a lot more.
There's still that question around Seiko. We haven't seen the solo brilliance from him yet, and that's the player we were looking for BDS to step up here. Renegades, Fever hasn't had any big solo play brilliance just yet either, so they could step up. This is kind of the pivot point of the entire series, where it could turn on its head. This might be the game that decides it all.
Momentum can always flip with just a single goal. Renegades trying to tie the series up when it looks all but over after game 2 with how clinical BDS looked. Now a question mark has been etched onto the chalkboard. Renegades underway here on game 4.
Somewhat worried about BDS too, not just for that kickoff where I don't know what they were trying to do, but also for the fact that when they were down a goal, when they were behind, it kind of looked a lot like London. So the question marks begin to return.
To commit, but they both recover. Allows Kami to come in, squeezes the ball back over. Aggressive pinch over, and a back pass to CJ. Gets a demo, and Extra having to come up off the back wall. The non-touch, and CJ dizzies the BDS defense.
This is ridiculous. This is filthy. Off the backboard. Everybody thought CJ was hitting that. He called himself off it. Kami called him off it, and it completely bamboozles BDS.
You wanted CJ to get more aggressive, and several times now involved in Renegades goals, breaking them out in game 4. BDS getting the kickoff win here. Monkey Moon sends it across the backboard. Another shot and a save pushed down by Fever.
We're starting to see the defense come alive for Renegades too. Maybe pushing a bit too far forward in some of these plays, so not able to get that passing play out of defense that will stop this BDS attack, but with a great infield, it will give Fever a bit of room here, looking for that pinch that he loves off the wall. It doesn't quite execute.
BDS starting to get control of the midfield, but then Monkey Moon and Extra, no boost, and the shot denied. A little off there, CJ.
Fever's
Back
there.
over to Fever, back to CJ, shot off the post. Where's the rebound? Kami had to stay flat as BDS on the transition. Seiko comes straight down, good patience from Kami, but Monkey Moon, he's next on the touch. Seiko got the bump, oh, the flip reset, off the board, saved!
When does Monkey Moon miss that? Well, he's missed it this time. He'd done all the work in the midfield. He kept 100 boost, and he hits the crossbar. Devastation for BDS.
Back again for BDS. Seiko launches it downfield. Renegades have played a lot of defense so far in the series. Oh, the read, and CJ, you flipped the wrong way, and that's a goal. Seiko takes it anyway.
I've seen that too many times for CJ. I've been in that moment, and 9 times out of 10, that's an own goal. And let's face it, he didn't do too much better.
Close one, but Seiko there to finish it off anyway, and that's got to feel good after that failed attempt earlier from BDS. It can be so easy to let that kind of play get in your head when it doesn't go right. The Renegades were starting to flip momentum in their favor. 2 demos, one from CJ, one from Fever, but Monkey Moon's there in midfield. No matter how many demos you get, one's on the field and you can buy time. BDS get right back in the rotation.
Still seeing Renegades pushing very aggressively out of defense as CJ misses a touch to get past Extra. He kind of, bit of a headspace 1v1 there, each trying to fake each other out. And it was Extra to win it, but it's led to Renegades counterattack with BDS full-on boost and a full clear. The battle in the midfield now.
Another boomer seeing Extra and Monkey Moon going up a bit. They'll return to sender. Seiko, one touch, Seiko! Oh, he missed it!
Crossbar's doing work here for Renegades. They've been saved twice now as Seiko starting to heat up in this series as well. This is the gameplay we came to the World Championship for, and now it's Extra with Monkey Moon as support. Kami saves it, and he saved again. Fever keeps it out. Fever with one more. Renegades hold on for dear life.
Oh, the hero line on the goal. CJ almost got caught looking. BDS still pressing in front of the box, and CJ just getting in the way. The Renegades backline does have boost. CJ the only one back on small pad duty. Extra finding it back to Monkey Moon. Aggressive in the corner. A non-touch. A demo. CJ flipping downfield. Fever flipping by 1. Extra can't find the touch. Fever still in front. An early flick maybe. Nobody was coming to pressure immediately. Gave up possession.
This has become frustration versus panic. Frustration for BDS as they've failed to score multiple times. Panic as Renegades.
Fever.
They've had to catch up with the ball just in time. That might make their nerves a little bit more difficult. They might take a few more just quick shots from the midfield just to keep them more relaxed. With a minute left, they don't really have a room to relax, so you start heading towards that overtime.
CJ lets the ball go. Kami, backline. Gets in front of Seiko quickly. They're not giving BDS that space anymore, but they still can't find that goal that puts them back in the lead. Fever, precarious there against Monkey Moon. Trying to beat Extra to the ball. Renegades, tough spot. Seiko off the back wall. Kami's there to get the clear again. Renegades using a lot of boost on that play, but that's a free clear to CJ. Taken away.
He has the chance in midfield. He's just going to go straight for the shot. Didn't have anyone ready for the pass. Now it's a counterattack from BDS. They found the bump as well. Seiko will score. 35 seconds left. BDS looking to get a match point.
Yeah, like you said, that bump getting him out. Kami trying to get back in time for Seiko's shot, but just blocked out by Extra. Didn't even matter if he was there. He wasn't going to get caught. And Renegades, that over-aggression, it almost bit them a couple of times, and they got scraped on that one.
That's why Extra can be underrated.
Oh!
It's Sparman up the kickoff. That's not smart. CJ's found one. Renegades straight back into it.
Oh! CJ off of Kami's kickoff. You see Extra crash in to the BDS kickoff, and nobody's there to return. Monkey Moon on the opposite side of the field.
I know you're good friends, Extra and Seiko, but he didn't need to be holding hands on the kickoff. That's opened it up for Renegades. Johnny Boy molding on the sidelines, and this is giving a chance for BDS.
Oh, CJ, pass over to Seiko to commit for Renegades, and they get the clear, and nobody there immediately. Kami able to throw it back downfield. With a pass in front, Fever, is it in? No, it's off the post. Seiko can't get it out against Kami. Renegades starting to press. End of the game. Seiko waiting on the backboard. No touch for him. Extra's there to back him up. Renegades just gotta hold the line. Kami dunked. In the corner, BDS want to play ball. Extra up high, Seiko going for it next. No touch, overtime.
Wow, what started as BDS domination has now become a very close series. But it's a series almost defined by mistakes, and when it comes to scrappy series, there is no region scrappier than Renegades. Yeah, the boys. We'll see if they can hold on. They do manage to defend this out.
Extra next up. Around the corner, CJ lost it. Seiko shot, goal!
In the confusion, there is one man that comes out, and it's going to be Extra, creating more confusion, sending all of Renegades flying, and Seiko will capitalize.
Just like that, Renegades, feel like if they got that goal on the kickoff and at the end, generating some pressure, overtime can kill everything that you had going for you. BDS right things on the kickoff in overtime, send it to 3-1. I don't think you can really count out Renegades here. CJ's playing that game that you wanted him to play, Yummy. It's been much more effective for Renegades on offense. The only thing that really has bit them is Kami, Fever, getting caught, cheating up a little too much, optimistic positioning, and you can't get caught like that against BDS. There's only so much boost that you have to be able to recover on those plays.
Yeah, we're still seeing tons of mistakes coming out from BDS. I mean, that shouldn't have gone to overtime. Let's face it, that kickoff, the Renegades get, probably shouldn't have happened.
At this point, it happens all the time, so I'm just expecting. no one's going to listen to John.
EU kickoff.
Yeah. But BDS, we needed to see that medal from them. So many times they've just lost control of series after momentum is flipped. Getting that momentum back can be so hard. And so even though you do give up that kickoff at the end of the game, you're able to square up on overtime, take control of the game again, and put the match on, or put the game on match point.
BDS have been very much a mental-based team throughout this season, especially where they had ups and downs, they had some Twitter arguments, and they got to this point here. If things start going badly again, you could see them plummet, but this could also be the moment where they gain so much momentum, not just for this series, but through the entire event. That could have been an overtime that decides a lot for BDS.
A Wasteland may decide the match winner. BDS need one more to advance in the bracket and get their first series win in 2 lands. Not 2 lands. I mean, they won in the group stage in winter. But thinking about the perfect sweep against FaZe, but Seiko, he's had enough of that. Seiko's got short-term memory loss, and he's happy to forget those days forever.
We love to see it too. Seiko starting to step up in the last game. Finds the double in this game. In fact, if he finds those room to get the Seiko flip resets, which has become a demon throughout this season for being an unknown player at the very beginning to being one of the best in the world halfway through, I think Renegades won't be used to that. They haven't played against somebody as good at flip resets as Seiko. That might be their way to clinch it.
That's why continuing that aggression is so important. Not giving Seiko that space or the opportunity for space. It's the only way you can shut a player like that down if you can't defend the solo plays like he has.
How many times I'm seeing Renegades, even in attack, just be out of boost. Just on the wall, using it all up, trying to rush, but not being smart at the same time about their boost usage. You wouldn't see that from a player like Monkey Moon, who's been controlling his boost throughout this entire series. He's always got 100 in the tank to make a play.
Push that ball out to the corner too. Good use of positioning there on the 50. Renegades get underneath it. But it's just one touch to the blue wall and then an immediate return for BDS. See if Renegades can start clicking together some orange cars. Again, nothing there in midfield. Renegades just don't have the boost to be able to play that aggressively. Don't want to get caught out. A demo, but Monkey Moon's already covering the option. It's cleared away.
BDS, they've been shutting down a lot of passes. I think you'd see most of the time Kami go for the pass in that situation, but scared about the intercept. And that's, before it even happens, canceling a lot of the Renegades' offensive power.
Not going to catch Monkey Moon out on that touch. Renegades starting to get a little more real estate. Losing the pass. Renegades shuffle the ball out of the corner. Losing a lot of boost. It's only Kami with 100. They finally pick up some canisters. 2 big 50s for Renegades. And Seiko nonplussed by the bump attempt. It's cleared back to the corner.
Renegades find the halfway point. BDS still just trying to hold that midfield line, and that's going to be their path to holding on to the lead. They know they don't have to take risks the way that the series have been going so far, so they're just going to hold it there. See if they get an extra goal if it happens, but if they don't get that chance, they're willing to hold on to this 1-goal lead.
Well, Monkey Moon, nice little reset. Squeeze it against the post, and Renegades all out of sorts. Seiko, 2 goals.
These are the opportunities we're talking about. They wait for it. If they've got a room, Monkey Moon can get a flip reset and an air dribble and take him out. All 3 of them gone, and BDS now in the driver's seat.
Renegades gonna have to pull something new out of the hat. BDS currently own the wardrobe. Monkey Moon misses that ball, and you can see no one on Renegades was expecting that. One player playing the touch in the corner, the other one playing the challenge in midfield, and nothing works out. For Renegades, Monkey Moon almost gave that ball up, but Monkey Moon makes no mistakes.
He's never made a mistake in his life. It's always just a happy little accident, but this time not punished by Renegades in what could have been a very important goal for them to get back in. Not just to the game, but potentially this series. As DJ trying to disrupt that defense a little bit more, trying to push forward. Something the Renegades are good at is recognizing the moment that they have to take that aggression up a notch, go for more demos, go all out, and will be coming soon.
But several times now, again, Renegades, when they just get pressure, hang on, CJ, non-touch from him. But they run out of boost and they leave for the corner canister, feeling that pressure that's just not going to generate the type of pressure they need. Well, Kami gets a demo here, and Renegades win a 50 there. They don't have any pressure on the net. This is their first real try.
Here we go.
Monkey Moon harassed. Shot, goal!
Great first touch from CJ. He slows it down. He gives the room for the bump. Fever disrupts Seiko. Kami disrupts Monkey Moon. And CJ's here in front of his parents. They've flown all the way here. They don't want to see him go down without a fight.
Renegades bought themselves plenty of time here. Perfect win on the kickoff for Kami. He's got Monkey Moon in the air. And Monkey Moon recovering nicely, getting to the backboard. But Renegades, one pass out, playing it deep from the midfield line. Pass over to CJ, and can't get to the ball in time, wants to play keep away. He's successful. Here comes Fever, off the ceiling, over 1. Kami committing early on the play, gives it to CJ, pops it up high over 1. Renegades pressing, but can they break the BDS line? BDS holdout, Seiko keeping the 50 neutral.
No one there to follow up from Renegades. You can see they want to push a bit more forward. CJ off the roof, takes a bit of a risk. Even has Fever in the ball, gets it across, the fake out, but Kami's not there to follow up.
Those fakes, Renegades going to them more often. BDS are going to start hopping one of those routes. They won't trust CJ in front of the ball much longer. 30 seconds, not much time for Renegades. There's Seiko again. He's looked clinical so far. Light touch from Extra, and Renegades. They got a lot of boost, used a lot for that touch alone, and they're just cut off on the midfield line. Monkey Moon's there, light touch. Fever trying to keep it away. CJ feeling the pressure. We're at the end. CJ, pass in front, denied again. BDS will not be thwarted. Another challenge in front. Time off the clock, off the backboard. Saved, but nobody there for Renegades. And Team BDS take the series victory and move on in the upper group stage.
The question has been answered. The exclamation mark comes back. Is this the team that could make that run? Their first world championship when it was taken away from them in RLCS X. They now are going to have that confidence here in Dallas.